Hello, hello. I'm Julia Quinn on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. And today I have a fun project to share with you featuring torn edges and the fabulous fault line technique. This technique's been doing the rounds a lot lately. It's really actually quite easy and very, very effective, and you can use it for lots of different projects and ideas. This was one of the cards we had at our retreat day in June. So it's taken me a while to make a video about it. I actually thought I had already done it, and I was looking through my catalogue and discovered it wasn't there, or I couldn't find it. That doesn't mean it wasn't there, I guess. So I thought I'd just make this video today to share this card with you. So for this project, I'm using the really, really fabulous textured and striped cards and envelopes, which are in our catalogue in the Quick and Easy section, which is quite close to the front. Mix and match, quick and easy options. So these are the cards, the textured stripes, mix and match cards and envelopes. They come in a set of 10. Real Red and Misty Moonlight. We're using the Misty Moonlight one today. And in Australia, $17.50. That's $1.75 for a card and an envelope. And they are really great. I really think they're great. The other thing my card is featuring in this project is some pecan pie double-sided paper, but also this paper here comes from the Weekend Adventures papers. This paper here, it is part of a scrapbooking kit. Great all-round flexible designs, great for guys. Sometimes guys are hard to make for. So these papers here, so I'm using this blue one, which has the lovely pecan pie reverse, and this lovely old olive one. There, okay? So that's where my supplies are coming from. That's my card. Here's my pile of goodies, all tucked inside my card here. So see how these envelopes are? They're great. Great size, actually a good big size, and really quite good quality envelopes as well for these ones, okay? So I can pop that aside because I don't need that at the moment. Oh, actually, I do need that. I don't need the envelope. I do need the card base. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my trees paper right in the very center of my card. Get me started there on this fabulous fault line technique. So I'm just going to line that up, pop that here. Now on either side of my fault line, I'm going to use some of this. This is the Pecan Pie two-tone cardstock. So I've got a piece for inside and a piece for outside for the front. So can you see the two tones there? You got the lighter tone and the darker tone. For the actual card, I think I might go the darker tone on top. And then this is some of that lovely Weekend Adventures paper. I'm going to pop both of them together, and then I'm going to tear in a sort of a diagonal line. There we go. So then I've ended up with my fault line there. So just using my fingers, going to, and I'm keeping them, as you can see, I'm sort of keeping them together so that my fault lines work together. So give this one a bit of a roll too. You can roll it up a fair bit if you like, or you can actually just leave the torn edge too. It's totally up to you. And I do want to show a little bit of that pecan pie in between the paper. And so what I'm going to do before I stick them on is put a little bit of adhesive towards the top of my rolled edge there, and line that up so that I can sort of see how much of the pecan pie two-tone cardstock I want on that side, okay? And then, now that I've got them both together, I can put my adhesive on the back of that bit and line that up on the base of my card here, giving myself a little bit of a border. There you go. Add that, and then the same with this one up the top. So I want a little bit of adhesive on the edge of there. Then I'll line these two up together. And then pop my adhesive all over the back of both and pop that at the top of my card there. Okay. And then I'll just redo my little fault line there. Okay, now for my greeting, this one's a bit big for inside. I didn't look at that very well, did I? I'll have to trim this one down for inside. I've got an extra large piece there. So I'm just going to, just before I do my stamping, trim down my piece here, and I'm going to measure my piece. It is 7 by 10, and my piece of cardstock is just a bit over 10 by 10. So make you 7.5 by 10. So that's just a little bit bigger, and then this one I'm going to make 7 by 9.5. There we go. That's all remedied now. And I'll do my stamping. The greeting for this card comes from a surprising stamp set for this card, I believe. It comes from the Notes and Totes stamp set. I really like this Sending Warm Wishes. I think it can work for so many different occasions. So Sending Warm Wishes, and also exclusive, made just for you. All right, let me get a couple of blocks for those. Exclusive, just for you. Oh, I think I'll need a bigger one than that for that. There we go. Sending Warm Wishes. And I'm using Pecan Pie. Pecan Pie is like one of my favourites. I shouldn't say like, it is one of my favourite colours. And I might just use my Stampin' Pierce mat just to give myself a bit of a good stamping surface here, because they're using the photopolymer stamps. Need a little bit more give than our red rubber ones that already have the lovely rubber foam. And then this one here, Sending Warm Wishes. Pop that. Oops, sorry, right in the center. Hello, welcome to our video today, everyone who's here. Now, I'm ready to pop this on the inside of my card. That big bang you heard was this desk here that I'm working on is actually a standing desk that goes up and down. So most of the time it's up because I'm standing up to create. But I have to put it down for doing my video, otherwise I'd be videoing right here. It's just a bit too close. So I haven't changed my gantry for my camera yet for videoing. Okay, now for my greeting, I'm going to repeat that theme of tearing that we had for the fault line and tear both of the edges off the edge of my card there. Now, if you ever have trouble tearing, you can just wet the edge that you want to tear with a bit of water. Someone I was watching just recently sort of just licked it, but yeah, just weakening it with a bit of water helps. Okay, there we go, Sending Warm Wishes. I'm going to just stamp it, stick it flat today. Sending Warm Wishes. Take out my torn pieces and my linen thread. Because I was thinking this is a bit of a masculine card, I thought it might be a bit too much to have a bow, but I do like the texture of linen thread, so I'm tying a knot. I've quadrupled my thread, tied a knot, and then I'll trim all the edges, and then I've got a little bit of a spidery looking thing that looks like something, I think, a little bit more masculine, maybe not. And I'm going to stick that on with mini glue dots because they are fantastic. Pop you just down there. And then the last thing on my card, I do think it adds a little bit of something, having a bit of linen thread on a card. Last thing is some bling, because even though I'm thinking of this card for a male, I think sparkles are good for anybody. I'm just going to pop some of these sparkles up in the fault line to make it look a little bit sparkly. There we go. And they are the holographic resin dots. There you go. There's a fault line technique. Lots of Google fault line technique. You'll see lots of great ideas for lots of really great cards. But that's my masculine version. You're using the Weekend Adventures Designer Series paper, Pecan Pie two-tone cardstock, and the striped and textured cards and envelopes with the Misty Moonlight card. And this sky looks a little bit like a meteorite shower, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye!